Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing card of the day. I'm using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. I did shuffle it. I managed to bend two of the cards in the last week. Oh, okay. It's going to get a card, but there it is already. So 40. This is one of the expanded edition cards. So instead of having a specific card in the key here, it just has all the suits. So for me, that tells me it's relating to the major arcana. So I have 40 here. So that's 4 wheels, plainly, or the Emperor and the Fool. But notice it's a mask, and it's also kind of like a triptych door here. There's a face this way, a face that way, and then a face in the middle, right? It's like, what are you showing to other people? Are you completely in control of your situation? Are you just starting to take a leap and you're sort of a novice and you're just trying to do something different? You don't really know where you're going yet, right? Are you the master, or is it your first day on the job? Well, we have this inverted. And it kind of focuses in on this center portal when it's in this inverted position. Now, usually it says that the happiness or sadness is relevant to whichever card is next to it. But I don't remember all of what the mask card says. But the way that it's pictured here, the one in the middle almost looks kind of angry. But there's also a crown aspect here. And look at these two lancet windows here. So what's unusual is that the portal is actually smaller than the two side doors. It's giving me this Alice in Wonderland sensation. I'm also getting from The Mask, the movie with Jim Carrey, the part where he goes to see Ben Stein as the therapist, and he's like, we all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. I'm also getting the part in The Shadow. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, it came out in 1994, which I think is also the year that The Mask came out. I think so. There's a part in it where Alec Baldwin's character is talking to Penelope Ann Miller's character, and she tells him that she had this dream, and then she's like, what was your dream? And he says, I dreamed I tore all the skin off my face and was someone else underneath. And she's like, you have problems. And he's like, I'm aware of that. And a little bit of face off as well. Well, John Travolta, Nicolas Cage action there. So it's like, what do all those things have in common? Someone's energy is changed so entirely much that their whole face appears different. There's a disconnect between what you put out into the world and what's happening internally, or a difference between your reality and what your ego is making you. No, well, yeah, the unchecked ego creates distortions in your reality that might differ from your true soul purpose. So if you have an Emperor inverted, that's definitely ego. It's the distorted energy of Mars, right? Because Emperor is Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Aries right now, so I feel like it's kind of like the ego's last throwdown. It's like you're in your home base, but if you can't live in your home, if your soul in its natural state is at odds with the ego, then your home is sort of is more of a fun house. And this is the energy that's being presented right now. I feel like there's something important about that 4 being inverted, but I can't quite think of it. It's like being pulled up by the roots. Also getting a little bit of it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. But that's, I mean, even the Silence of the Lambs, there's this idea of changing your face, right? Because, also spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter, he escapes from prison because he chews off one of the guards' faces and wears it. And then you have the character of Buffalo Bill, who is making a suit to wear out of his victims. This idea of putting on a different skin and presenting as somebody else because there's trauma and distortions in the ego. One of these masks has the sun and the other has the moon. So there's also this aspect of reconciling opposites. Day, night, sun, moon, masculine, feminine, light, dark, the ego, the inner child, the higher self, and the regular self. It's themes that are continuing. And I almost see this inverted. It's these lancet windows almost look like loop-de-loops in either like a half pipe or those slot car sets. It almost looks like a perspective view where you come in here, you're like coming in from the top and then you swoop in and then you come up these rails and this is in the distance and it's the same rails here and here on the sides, if that makes sense. I want to see what the bottom of the deck is. Okay, so this is a letter 27 inverted. So it's the 7 of Swords and it's inverted, which is, I think it's the moon in Aquarius, because I got this wrong last time. Yes, 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 yes. It is the moon in Aquarius. Now, if I hold these up together like this, the moon side of the mask faces this card. The frowny side. I've been unable to tell you what I really want to say because I've been in my ego sneaking around trying to get what I can get. Now notice the Aquarius energy matches the Fool energy because they're both ruled by Uranus. So there's this idea of communication. Now 2 and 7, that's 9, that's going within, but it's inverted. that tells me that there's illumination, but you would expect if you have a moon inverted, that would give you that sun energy. Right? I mean, these together, it's confirming that the way that you express to other people, the way that you present messages, what you type on your social media, what you tell them on the phone, you know, even in some aspects to what you wear. It's like you're not going to get away with sleazing by on your ego. So, and it doesn't have to be like you think you're better than everyone else and you're trying to steal from them. It could also be an ego of lack, where, you know, I'm never going to get anywhere in life. I hate everything, but this is my station, so I better just stay here. This is, you know, sitting in the burning house with a teacup. This is fine, I guess. You know, or it's like, I hate myself. I'm a piece of shit. I should slit my wrists. That's also ego. It's an ego that thrives on pain. And there's lots of other different things in between. There's a gradient between feeling like you should not even be here to feeling like everyone should worship the ground you walk on. There's a whole spectrum in there. But I also have a 7 in the corner and a 7 on the bottom. There's an imbalance that's being addressed. We have 2 more here that brings in the tower, and the 4 is the root of the tower. And when this is upright and it's coming up here, we do have this sort of towering effect. So in order to rise up to where your truth is, you do have to gain this ego healing where it's no longer able to control every aspect of you. And you can't really kill the ego. You have to kind of, it's almost like, what's it called? It's like disarming it. Like disarming the bomb that is the ego. Like it's like your ego is like a landmine. You're just kind of like going about your business, and if you don't recognize it for what it is, you could step on it and then suddenly be set back into this, you know, mode of delusions of grandeur, or mode of, you know, an animal backed into a corner. It depends on your experience, but, you know, it's like an anti-venom. It's washing soap out of your eyes with water, that kind of thing. It's putting ointment on a bee sting. So, and I think there's also like some aspect where if you become self-aware, you could say, you could treat your ego like magic and say, you don't have power over me unless I give it to you. Why am I giving you this power over me? It's like you have no jurisdiction here in your internal dialogue. There's different ways that the ego can be transformed. But I don't really know how to explain it offhand. For me, it's been more of a gradual process of fighting tooth and nail to come out of it, and then just approaching like a certain pinpoint in time, and it just went like poop. And I'm still struggling with some aftershocks from it, but it's, in general, it has a lot to do with perspective and timing. So it's like if you become aware of it, it can't hide in the corners of your energy anymore. Okay, so that's the card of the day. If you would like to get a personal reading, I have 13 different readings available. I have a discount reading if you're really poor, it's $9. And then I have my regular readings are most of them in the 30-ish to 40-ish dollar range. Those are available. You can check them out and see the links to, well, you can check them out in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below this one. The infomercial video does show the layouts, and then the readings for sale playlist has samples of those videos, so you can see what they are. You can also email me, and I'll get you the list of what the readings are. But if you want to see what they are, check out my playlists. Check out the infomercial video. And those are going to be linked in the description box here and in the comment below, so you can see that. Okay. I do have art for sale. I have actual art in my catalog. I have prints and merch. I have coloring books. I have some other stuff going on. That's all going to be linked in those same other places. Check out the playlist tab. Check out the discussion tab on my channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to donate, you can do that. PayPal.me/CATtheMinion. I also have Cash App and Venmo. Is that it? I feel like I have to say more stuff, but I think that's it. So, yeah, I did. I said all the things. I don't know. Okay. Stay groovy. Bye.